Peace be upon you. This is Ben Adam, and today I'm going to do a short and simple review of the Luke A New Hope Force-FX Lightsaber replica produced by Master Replicas. This just came in today from our friendly neighborhood UPS man, and so I haven't even opened it yet, so I thought I would make you all a part of that experience. So as you can see, this is a standard, nothing different about the box. This is a standard Master Replica box that these things come in. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Okay, now as you can see, this is how these things are packaged inside of the box. Nice and simple. And now we can see the hilt design. Let me give this a slow turn. We'll hopefully get a little bit more close up on that. Now this particular hilt, this is again the hilt that was first shown. This is the first lightsaber that was ever seen on a screen. And this actual design is actually the actual prop is based on a vintage Graflex flash gun that was used in the 1940s. So Lucas literally took one of those, modified it a little bit, and used that as a prop for this hilt. So it's very popular. So this is the classic Star Wars lightsaber that that Obi-Wan Kenobi in the films handed to Luke, and he lit up and was telling him that this was his father's weapon and so forth. Very dramatic scene for all those who know. So we're going to go ahead and put some batteries in this. Just on first impressions, looks pretty smooth, actually quite light. Pretty nice looking hilt from first impressions. There's been, a few complaints from the lightsaber purists community in terms of how authentically replicated this is or is not. But let's just go ahead and fire this up and take it from there. There's a little screw here, cover that screws right off like that. And they have instructions on here telling you how to do this. Here's where the batteries go. Here's the actual power switch, is this right here. Now, for the moment, we're all waiting for here, which is lighting this up. So first, how about we do a test with the lights on and natural room light. So there we go. It's a nice, even blade, and actually it's comparable, I think, to the Obi-Wan Force-FX, which I've owned previously. It's a nice even blade. Seems just slightly brighter a little bit in hue than the Obi-Wan. The saber sound seems to be the same. There's the sounds coming from the bottom here, which should be able to be picked up by my microphone. And that's how this looks in living room lighting. It's very light, very lightweight saber. Now let's get the lights off and look at it that way. It's actually pretty easy to spin, easier than I thought, considering a lot of the knobs and so forth and protrusions that are on this particular hilt in comparison to other hilts. But it's very lightweight. It actually feels quite balanced. And that's how it looks in the dark. Now, one thing I've initially noticed is how this saber is actually very, very light. It looks bulky and big, but it's actually quite light. And I don't know if the mic is picking this up, it probably is. You notice there's a a creakiness to the saber that I'm not too crazy about. Just doing basic back and forth movements, I'm noticing a squeaky, creaky sound, which don't really like to have that in the saber. I mean, again, this is a replica. This is not, to be fair, these are not designed for intense battle and in real life and so forth, or taking this out to the streets and taking it out on somebody with one of these. But in comparison to other sabers, like the Darth Maul here, Darth Maul is very solid, has a very solid feel to it. Darth Maul is very, very solid. You know, and you don't hear the squeak sounds or anything spinning this particular saber. Very nice, very, very solid. Actually, I think one of the sturdiest of the Force-FX that have been built. And even our friend Yoda here, it's very, very light, a lot shorter due to the character this is patterned after. So, very lightweight, very bright. But again, you don't hear any type of creaking noises with this saber at all. So, the Luke definitely gets good points for looks, but it definitely gets some points off in terms of the build quality in regards to the creaky kind of sound, which I've heard others complain about. So that's about it. I think it's a good looking hilt, and it serves the basic purpose, you know, of being a replica that's pretty accurate. The sound, in regards to sound compared to the other ones, it has the same sounds as the Yoda. It's the standard Jedi sound fonts. This is the idle hum. And then you have the clash effects. Let's compare that with its partner. So in comparison, the Yoda is definitely a brighter blade, and I think even louder in terms of the sound. But again, it's just that creaky feeling I'm not too crazy about for someone who really likes to do a lot of spins and battles with their sabers. If you just want to have it on display, it looks awesome. It's a great design. But for people that like to occasionally bang sabers or clash and smash some sabers, then I'd be kind of worried to use this straight out the box for that purpose. An option would be, for people who want to do that with this type of hilt, would be to send it off to be converted by Ultra Sabers or some of the other fine custom saberists or sabersmiths that are out there, to probably put some a metal reinforcement in this area here where the tube is being held and make it a little bit tighter.